Over 2 million retirees in the UK are now living in cities that feel more like traps than safe havens. Once known for opportunity and comfort, these places are becoming zones of rising crime, soaring costs, and vanishing support for the elderly. What's turning peaceful retirement dreams into daily survival battles? In some of the UK's biggest and most famous cities, the elderly are facing danger on the streets, neglect in the system, and emptiness at home. These aren't small towns, they're major urban centres you'd never expect. Each city on this list holds a hidden reality that few are talking about. The deeper we go, the more alarming it gets. The city at number 1 might leave you speechless. Number 10, Leicester. Once known for its vibrant culture and multicultural charm, Leicester has become an increasingly difficult place to retire. Beneath the city's rich history and diversity lies a growing web of challenges for its ageing population. One major concern is rising crime rates. According to recent reports, Leicester has experienced a steady uptick in antisocial behaviour and burglaries, particularly in suburban areas where many retirees reside. Feeling unsafe in your own neighbourhood is a harsh reality for elderly residents. Another key issue is healthcare access. Leicester Royal Infirmary, the city's main hospital, is battling NHS wait times that are longer than the national average. Elderly individuals needing regular checkups or specialist care are often left waiting for weeks, if not months. Pensioners in Leicester also face limited financial support. Many live on fixed incomes that barely keep up with the rising cost of living, especially with escalating energy bills and food prices. Social isolation adds to the problem. Despite community centres, there's a noticeable lack of elderly-focused programs and support networks, making retirees feel disconnected and forgotten. What makes this worse is the city's public transport system, which is unreliable and often inaccessible to those with mobility issues. When your independence depends on buses that never arrive on time, even small errands become major tasks. For retirees in Leicester, the dream of peaceful golden years is being replaced by daily battles with safety, healthcare, and loneliness. Number 9. Liverpool. Liverpool might be world famous for its music legacy and maritime history, but for many retirees, it's become a city of daily struggles rather than golden relaxation. Behind the tourist attractions and waterfront charm lies a place where retirement life is increasingly difficult. The city has one of the highest poverty rates in the UK. A large portion of its older population lives below the poverty line, often having to choose between heating or eating during winter months. The rising costs of groceries, utilities, and basic services have outpaced the state pension, leaving many elderly residents financially strained. Housing instability is another issue. Affordable and age-friendly housing is in short supply. Many retirees are trapped in unsuitable or unsafe homes, some even in areas affected by decades of neglect and poor infrastructure. Healthcare is also a growing concern. While the city has several hospitals, elderly patients report difficulty accessing consistent GP care, delayed referrals, and overwhelmed emergency departments. For someone needing routine support or urgent help, that's a frightening situation. Then there's the city's public transport system. While central routes are frequent, outer neighbourhoods often experience delays, poor accessibility, and reduced services, particularly troublesome for those with mobility challenges. To make matters worse, Liverpool has struggled with budget cuts to community programmes. Many once thriving senior centres have been scaled down or closed, leaving elderly individuals isolated with fewer opportunities to connect. Behind its vibrant music and football culture, Liverpool's ageing population is facing a wave of economic hardship, loneliness, and limited access to essential services. Number 8. Birmingham. Birmingham, the UK's second largest city, offers a blend of culture, history, and industry. But for retirees, this bustling metropolis presents a series of unexpected challenges that are making daily life increasingly difficult. One of the biggest issues facing elderly residents is pollution. Birmingham consistently ranks as one of the UK's most polluted urban centres, with high levels of nitrogen dioxide and particulate matter. For seniors with respiratory issues like asthma or COPD, simply stepping outside can be a serious health risk. Another concern is the cost of living, which continues to climb. While Birmingham is often seen as more affordable than London, rising rent prices, council tax and energy bills have eroded that perception. Retirees on fixed incomes are finding it harder to make ends meet, especially as inflation affects essential goods. The city's public transport system also struggles to meet the needs of the elderly. Delayed buses, complicated routes, and crowded services make travel across the city both stressful and exhausting. For those with mobility aids or health issues, this lack of accessibility becomes a serious barrier to independence. Birmingham's healthcare services are under pressure too. With stretched GP practices and long hospital wait times, older residents that often report delays in diagnosis and treatment. Routine care can become a frustrating and time-consuming process. Safety has also become a concern. Inner city areas have seen a rise in violent crime and theft, prompting many elderly residents to feel insecure even during daylight hours. For a city that should be embracing its older population, Birmingham is becoming a place where environmental risks, economic pressure, and inadequate support systems are leaving retirees feeling vulnerable, overlooked, and exhausted. Number 7. Manchester. Often celebrated for its innovation, music scene, and dynamic ball, is quickly becoming a challenging environment for retirees seeking comfort and security. Beneath its gleaming towers and bustling city life, many elderly residents are facing daily struggles that go unnoticed. One of the city's growing issues is its healthcare system under strain. General practitioners are overwhelmed, and many report having to wait weeks for basic appointments. Hospital emergency departments are frequently at full capacity, which is especially alarming for seniors with chronic conditions or mobility issues. Safety is another mounting concern. Certain districts in Manchester, including inner city areas, have seen a steady rise in crime, especially antisocial behaviour, muggings, and drug-related incidents. For elderly individuals, this means feeling unsafe even on short trips to local shops or parks. Manchester's housing market is also creating problems for older residents. Property prices have surged, and while younger professionals may welcome new developments, many retirees are being priced out of their own neighbourhoods. Social housing is in short supply, and adapted housing for senior needs is limited. Public transport, though extensive, isn't always elderly friendly. Trams and buses are often crowded, and not all stations are accessible to those with walking aids or wheelchairs. Travel, which should offer freedom, becomes a source of stress and frustration. Isolation is another growing issue. Despite the city's vibrant culture, many retirees feel socially disconnected. Local community centres have seen funding cuts, reducing opportunities for social interaction and support. In Manchester, the combination of healthcare delays, public safety concerns, unaffordable housing, and reduced social programs has transformed what should be a comfortable retirement into a life full of uncertainty, risk, and isolation. Number 6. Sheffield. Sheffield is often praised for its beautiful parks and access to the Peak District, making it seem like a peaceful haven for retirees. But behind the natural charm lies a city that's becoming increasingly difficult for the elderly to navigate and thrive in. One of the most pressing issues is the decline of public transport services. Recent cuts to bus routes have left many outer suburbs poorly connected, making it extremely challenging for seniors to attend medical appointments, visit friends, or even get basic groceries. For those without a car, mobility becomes a daily obstacle. Healthcare access is also slipping. The city has experienced a reduction in GP availability, longer hospital wait times, and fewer specialist services for chronic conditions common among older adults. Navigating the healthcare system can be confusing, and delays only worsen existing health problems. Crime, particularly in certain inner-city neighbourhoods, has become a growing worry. Reports of theft, vandalism, and youth violence have made elderly residents feel increasingly unsafe, especially after dark. Socially, loneliness is intensifying. Many local community centres have closed or scaled back due to budget cuts, leaving fewer spaces where older people can gather and connect. Isolation creeps in when social lifelines are lost. Despite its scenic landscape, Sheffield is a city where infrastructure gaps, fading services, and urban safety concerns are slowly pushing retirement living into the realm of difficulty, disconnection, and daily worry. Number 5. Glasgow. Glasgow is known for its vibrant culture, historic architecture, and strong sense of community. Yet for many retirees, this energetic Scottish city has become a place of increasing hardship and emotional strain. A major issue is the city's struggling mental health services. Studies have revealed a troubling rise in depression and anxiety among Glasgow's elderly population. Long NHS waiting lists for therapy and counselling make it difficult for seniors to receive timely mental health support, leaving many to suffer in silence. Another concern is economic pressure. Glasgow's cost of living may seem moderate, but for retirees surviving on state pensions, rising utility bills, expensive food, and higher council tax are stretching every pound. Financial insecurity is creating daily stress for those who were once financially stable. Apathy has become a growing fear. In several areas, particularly on the outskirts of the city, crime rates remain high, with reports of break-ins, vandalism, and street violence. This sense of vulnerability keeps many elderly residents indoors, further increasing isolation. Healthcare access is also uneven. While the city has large hospitals, many older individuals report feeling lost in the system, struggling to get appointments, home visits, or reliable follow-up care. Community spaces, once the lifeblood of Glasgow's neighbourhoods, have been reduced due to local budget cuts. Fewer activity centres, senior groups, and public services mean fewer opportunities for connection and support. Glasgow's retirees now face a city filled with emotional isolation, financial strain, and fading public support. A place that once promised comfort, now shadowed by daily uncertainty. Number 4. Leeds. Leeds, one of the UK's fastest growing cities, is a magnet for business, students, and tech innovation. But as it pushes forward with modern development, many retirees are being left behind in the rush toward progress. A major concern for older residents is the lack of age-appropriate housing. As the skyline fills with luxury apartments, the supply of affordable, accessible homes for seniors remains extremely limited. Many live in properties not suited for aging, such as multi-storey homes without lifts or safe walkways. The city's rapid development has also triggered gentrification, pushing up rents and property taxes in once affordable areas. Retirees are being priced out of neighbourhoods they've called home for decades. Forced relocation can lead to disruption, disorientation, and loss of local support networks. Healthcare, while available in principle, is under increasing pressure. Elderly patients report long waiting times, difficulty securing home visits, and limited geriatric specialists. Navigating the health system has become a source of stress for many seniors who require regular care. Social programs for the elderly have seen significant funding reductions, with many community groups shutting down or reducing services. As a result, social isolation is on the rise. Despite being surrounded by growth, many older people in Leeds feel alone, neglected, and out of place. Public transport presents its own challenges. While the city boasts a growing network, many routes remain inaccessible or infrequent, especially in outer suburbs where many retirees live. Leeds may be a city of the future, but for its ageing population, it's becoming a place where modern expansion, limited support, and rising costs are replacing peace with uncertainty, loneliness, and daily struggle. Number 3. Nottingham. Nottingham, with its rich history and bustling student life, might seem like a lively place to grow old, but for many retirees, it has become a city marked by social isolation, economic pressure, and diminishing support. One of the most alarming concerns in Nottingham is the rising sense of loneliness among older residents. Despite being densely populated, the city offers few elderly-focused community programs. Local centres have shut down or cut services, leaving many seniors disconnected from social life. Safety is another pressing issue. Certain areas, especially in the inner city, have seen a rise in antisocial behaviour, burglary, and drug-related crime. Feeling unsafe in public spaces restricts elderly residents from engaging in everyday activities, like walking in the park or shopping locally. Access to affordable housing continues to be a struggle. Many pensioners are living in aging council properties that lack proper insulation, safety features, or even basic maintenance. Requests for adaptations often face long delays. Healthcare too is falling behind. Many GPs in Nottingham are dealing with overloaded patient lists, meaning older adults often wait weeks for non-urgent care. This delay can lead to complications in managing chronic conditions. While Nottingham thrives in some areas, it is increasingly failing its older residents. The city's retirees are battling isolation, safety, fears, and a lack of reliable support, making everyday life feel like an uphill climb rather than a peaceful retirement. Number 2, Bristol. Bristol is often praised for its vibrant harbour, colourful street art, and eco-conscious culture. But beneath its lively reputation, retirees are quietly struggling to keep up with the city's skyrocketing costs and limited elderly support systems. The biggest hurdle for many older residents is the cost of living. Bristol is now one of the most expensive cities outside London. Rent, groceries, and council tax have all risen sharply, making it extremely difficult for those relying solely on state pensions to maintain a stable life. Finding affordable housing tailored to senior needs is another challenge. Many properties lack essential accessibility features, and demand for sheltered accommodation exceeds supply. Retirees looking to downsize are often left with few, if any, realistic options. Healthcare access also raises concerns. While the city boasts respected medical facilities, the growing population has led to overburdened GP practices and longer wait times for specialist care. Elderly individuals with ongoing conditions find it harder to receive timely medical attention. Isolation is increasing, particularly in outer neighbourhoods. Community programmes for seniors have dwindled due to funding cuts, and public transport in less central areas is infrequent and difficult to navigate. For those with mobility issues, getting around Bristol can feel like a battle. Despite its charm and green spaces, Bristol presents a daily struggle for many older residents. The combination of high costs, limited resources, and mobility barriers is turning a once attractive city into a place of growing stress, insecurity, and loneliness for its ageing population. Number 1. London. London is a city of grandeur, history, and opportunity. It's the beating heart of the UK, filled with iconic landmarks, world-class healthcare, and cultural attractions. Yet for retirees, the reality of living in the capital often feels like a series of unrelenting challenges, not a golden chapter of life. The most pressing issue is the cost of living, which is unmatched anywhere else in the UK. From rent to transport, groceries, and council tax, everything is significantly more expensive. Many retirees find their pensions barely covering the basics, forcing difficult decisions between food, utilities, and medicine. Housing insecurity is also a major concern. Affordable, sparse, senior-friendly homes are extremely limited, especially in central boroughs. Even those who have lived in their neighbourhoods for decades are being pushed out due to gentrification, landlord pressure, or rising service charges. Despite its advanced healthcare facilities, London's medical system is overstretched. Elderly patients face long waiting times, brief GP appointments, and difficulty accessing home visits or specialised elderly care. The sheer size of the system makes it feel impersonal and overwhelming. Public transport, while extensive, presents another layer of difficulty. Busy platforms, inaccessible stations, and crowded buses make getting around a real challenge for those with mobility issues or chronic health conditions. There's also the emotional toll. With fast-paced urban life, many retirees report feeling invisible, disconnected, and socially isolated. The closure of community centres and rising costs of leisure activities further limit chances for social interaction and mental wellness. Beneath the city's glittering surface, London is becoming a place where older residents feel financially strained, physically restricted, and emotionally sidelined. For a growing number of retirees, the capital is no longer a place of opportunity. It's a daily reminder of how difficult ageing can be when support, safety, and affordability are in short supply. Retirement should be a time of peace, rest, and community, not a battle against rising costs, unsafe streets, and shrinking services. Yet across the UK, many of our largest cities are becoming places where the elderly feel unseen, unsupported, and unwelcome. From London's suffocating expenses to Leicester's mounting safety concerns, each city on this list tells a story of seniors being slowly edged out of the lives they worked so hard to build. These aren't isolated problems, they're national warning signs. If these challenges are happening in major urban centres, what does that mean for smaller towns already struggling with fewer resources? The problem runs deeper than just housing or healthcare. It's about the value we place on our elders, the people who built the foundations of this country. This isn't just a list, it's a call to look closer, to question why progress is leaving some of our most vulnerable behind. If we want cities that work for everyone, we must recognise the quiet crisis affecting millions and push for real, lasting change. Every statistic you heard today reflects someone's daily reality, and it's time we stop ignoring it. If this video opened your eyes, take 1 second to click that subscribe button. It's free, and it helps us keep shining a light on stories that matter. Tell us in the comments, what's happening with retirees in your city? We read every single one.